What's up, guys? It's Lou from Unbox Therapy, and today we're taking a look at the GoPro Hero 3 camera. This was just released, and this is the Black Edition. It's available in a couple of different editions. If you guys want to know the full spec list on the Black Edition of this camera, there's a link down in the description, which will take you to pricing, availability, and full specs, so you can use that. But I will go over some of the specs here as detailed and outlined on the back of the box. You can see some of the resolutions available on this camera, starting with 4K, which is an incredible resolution for a camera this size, but that's only available at 12 FPS. A more usable frame rate is available at 2.7K. There you can get 30, 25, or 24. And if you need to do something at 60 frames or above, you'll be looking at standard HD, which is 1080p. If you need a super high frame rate, you can go down to 720p and get 120 FPS. For slow motion stuff, that's going to work out well. On the back of the box, you can see some more of the core features and functions. This camera does have Wi-Fi built in, as well as a faster image processor than the previous generation. It has a 12 megapixel image sensor, which is supposed to do better now in low light. Of course, it has the traditional wide-angle lens that we're used to on the GoPro series of cameras. It has enhanced audio performance, so audio should be better on the Hero 3. The Hero 2 was barely usable in terms of audio. There's a micro HDMI port for outputting HD video coverage that you film on the camera. It's also got support up to 64 gigabytes, though it does now use a micro SD rather than a full-size SD. You can also see a picture on the back of the new Wi-Fi remote, which is also included, and as the video moves forward, I'll give you guys a closer look at the remote and explain the functionality. This is an unboxing video, though, so we do need to begin the procedure of unboxing the brand new Hero 3 Black Edition. I have unboxed GoPro products in the past, and let me tell you, they are extensive. There are a number of different adapters, cords, etc. included in the box, so this will be a fairly epic unboxing. As you can see, even the box is pretty unique. You have the acrylic portion on the top, which is taped down to the more traditional cardboard portion on the bottom, so there's a little bit of work to be done in order to get inside. Of course, the accessories that I mentioned just a second ago are included in the cardboard portion down below. So after removing this tape and then the acrylic window portion on the top, you'll notice that the remote as well as the GoPro are secured to this top doorway, so you will need to remove those, and you get a traditional little twist tie, which is actually holding the remote down. This kind of reminds me of when you used to get a toy for Christmas or something and it was strapped down to the packaging so you could see it well before you buy it. Anyways, that's a quick look at the remote. More details on that real soon. You've also got a bunch of paperwork here from GoPro explaining how to get your remote up and running. There's a little bit of warranty information, etc. So if you are a little confused with the entire setup process, you do have a little paperwork to help you get started. In terms of other items, this is where you're going to see all the extra cables, adapters, etc. You've got everything from USB charging cables for both the camera and the remote. Then you've got a bunch of different brackets and arms. This is because you can position the GoPro in a number of different ways. You guys may have caught a video I made a little while ago on the Nissan GT-R, which we did some shots with the previous Hero 2. So if you want to see what you can do mounting this kind of camera, you should check out that video. Actually, maybe I'll link it down below or put it in the video responses, because we used a couple different Hero 2s and we mounted them to the exterior of the car to get some pretty crazy angles. Now, removing the camera is actually pretty easy. I didn't really know how at first, but if you pinch the back portion here, it will actually come loose from the foot that it's attached to within the packaging. You also probably noticed in this unboxing that you're going to get a few stickers included, so you can become a product evangelist if you happen to be a Hero 3 owner. So let's take a closer look at the actual camera as well as the housing that it lives in. This, of course, is shockproof, waterproof, etc. This is really what makes the GoPro famous, is this ruggedized housing. So you can still use the buttons through the case because they have these built-up portions where you can push through to the official button on the actual camera. There's also a double locking clasp that makes sure that the door on the back is closed airtight so that it can be used in wet environments. On the front, you'll notice the power button, a couple of LEDs. There's also a little LCD screen and the lens. On the top is where you'll find the record button, another LED by the looks of it. As we move to the back, you'll see the battery door. You remove this door using this little mechanism right here, and then you insert the battery in that location. You can also see this expansion port. You can use this for bigger batteries or the LCD module, depending on how you want to use your Hero 3. On the side of the device is where you'll notice this little door which exposes your ports. Here you have a micro HDMI, a USB port, and a micro SD slot. That micro SD slot does support up to 64 gigabytes of storage. That being said, the Hero 3 does not include a micro SD to get you started, so you will need to bring your own. On the other side of the device is where you'll find the microphone, which is said to be greatly improved over the Hero 2. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at some of the other accessories and cables included in the box. After all, this is a fairly extensive package. I'm going to try to do it as quickly and concisely as possible. So here we have the battery, followed by some mounting brackets. These are going to allow you to get some interesting angles when mounting to the GoPro feet that are included. You've also got a USB cable. This is going to be used to charge the camera. These are feet that have sticky pads on the bottom, so you can mount the camera in some unusual locations. You get a secondary door. This one can be used if you don't need the waterproof functionality. You can get a little bit better audio using that door on the housing. Lastly, we have a cable to charge this device right here, which is the wireless remote, which actually has some surprising functionality built in. You'll see the little hook on the top. That's because you can put this remote on your keychain so you don't lose it. But assuming that you want to recharge the remote, you don't want to remove the whole thing from your keychain, so you can extract this little portion here, leave it with your keys, and then go ahead and install this portion here, and all of a sudden you can recharge your remote control. So that's a pretty cool function. Then when you're finished, you can go ahead and extract the cable and put it right back where it belongs with your keys. This is actually pretty ingenious, and I haven't seen this used before on a remote for an electronics device. It kind of actually reminds me of a key fob itself that you'd use to unlock your car door. Anyway, guys, that's a quick look and unboxing of the GoPro Hero 3 Black Edition. As I said earlier in the video, if you're interested in pricing and availability, check out the link in the description. Thanks as always for watching, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up down below. Later, guys.
No.